Hi everybody, welcome to this pick a card, which is a spread for uncertainty. It is meant to help you with difficult decisions. There are only 3 cards in the spread, and they address what do I really want from this situation, what is my internal compass guiding me toward, and the outcome if I move forward with the decision. So these are your piles to choose from, and I apologize, I don't know how to correct the camera filming backwards. But this is pile 1 with the spaceship pendulum, pile 2 with the kyanite and halite. This is pile 3 with the golden healer, and pile 4 with the selenite. So take a moment to see if perhaps the number comes directly into your head, or maybe one of these items appeals to you. You can get your pendulum out if you'd like, or just go by instinct. You're going to pick the right pile. If it's meant to be, this is a general reading, can't possibly cover everyone's difficult decision situations. If the pile you pick doesn't resonate with you, try a different one, or just figure that this is not your reading. And with any of this, always trust your gut, trust your instincts. If something resonates with you, awesome, then take it on. But if it doesn't sit well with you or doesn't seem right for you, then just discard it. You'll know. Alright, I'm going to pause and set up pile 1. Alright, if you picked pile 1, this is your reading with the spaceship pendulum. And the first card, which represents what do I really want from this situation, is the Knight of Pentacles. This is from the Tattoo Tarot deck, by the way. I just got this deck and I love it. Very bright art, very unique, and if you're a person that doesn't like reversals, this guidebook does not include reversals. So the Knight of Pentacles can be hard as stone. He's a hard worker, a perfectionist. He's set in his ways and he's not going to waver, no matter how much you work on him. He will make sacrifices for the people he loves, but there's a trade-off. He can be very controlling of them also. And he has trouble opening up and letting in new experiences. So, I suppose this could be you, but to fit it in with what you want from this situation, I am thinking this is either a partner or a boss, maybe even a friend that has started to try to control your friendship too much. It seems to me that possibly you're facing a decision where you're going to have to stand up for yourself, and it's not that easy with this person. It could be that you love the person and have thought that going along and letting them have their way all the time and to not push you around necessarily, but put your life in their order, maybe has become old and tired, and you're trying to decide if you want to continue this way, if you can stay in the relationship or friendship. How do I put this? If you will still be valued in the relationship if you start to maybe buck the system or the person starts standing up for what you want and not allowing the control. It sounds like a person that's not a bad person, just a rigid person, and of course control issues are not fun to deal with. We all want to have control of our lives, but there is a line that one can step over. The second card addresses what is your internal compass guiding you toward, and that card is strength. And this card, funny that it talks about control again, but it talks about keeping things under control when everything seems stacked against you. And I had to write this down and quote it directly because it's beautiful. Breathe in and know your greatness. So be confident in yourself. Be confident in your own personal power. Know that you have every bit of strength you need to do what you need to do in this situation. And I honestly think you know what you need to do, but it's not going to be easy. You're going to be challenging someone that you have not challenged much in the past, or possibly in the case of a boss, you're worried about repercussions. But you are meant to focus on yourself and your own growth, to push past the struggles and not give in. So your internal compass is telling you you need to make some waves. If you're not happy with the situation, you're going to need to make some waves, and you are capable of doing so. So again, breathe in and celebrate your greatness and know that you have the capability to handle this situation. You know, it may be scary, but is it worth compromising what you need to keep the peace all the time? It seems to me if you're making this difficult decision, you're ready to make some noise, put up a little bit of a fuss. Excuse me. I'm sorry. When you live alone and you start talking a lot, it can bother your throat. Okay, and then the last card represents the outcome if you go ahead with the decision, and that card is the Page of Swords. This card talks about news coming in that you're going to be happy to hear, or new ideas coming in. The page is an inquisitive and perceptive, logical person who delivers their messages clearly, though tenderly, meaning you're not going to wonder if something this person just said is meant for you. You're going to know it's your message. And possibly you've been asking the divine for guidance. Possibly someone's going to come in with a message that seems clearly to be the answer to your dilemma. The card does talk about allowing yourself to take a new direction when you get the news, if needed, and to embrace change. Be fearless and adapt to new situations extended to you. So it sounds like the outcome is going to lead you to new horizons, new adventures, new things in your life that are going to be well worth experiencing and embracing. You know, it's not really a clear answer, but it is support from the divine, being told that you're capable of handling this, and that it is important to put your own needs and desires first, that sometimes we have to rock the boat. And it may not be that the people we have been building up by letting them have their way are meaning to inflict discomfort or pain on you, but if you're agonizing over this decision, it seems to be something quite important. Just remember, you can handle this. And you are worthy of fighting for what you know is best for you. I hope that resonated with you. Please like the video, comment if it resonated with you, and I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you in the next video, and I'll move on to pile 2. If you picked pile 2 with the Howlite and Kyanite, this is your reading. The first card addresses, what do I really want from this situation? Now, I don't like the cards don't come out just as obvious answers. This is the Fool, and she's enjoying the beautiful day. She's sniffing the flowers, but you'll notice there appears to be a snake around her wrist that could bite her, but she's not going to see the snake to avoid it because she's got her blindfold on. She is a little bit naive because she has not been bitten by life yet. So she doesn't have fear of the world around her. But the card talks about letting go of your fear and enjoying the journey you are on, because any adventure requires some risk. And so it's suggesting that you're at the start of your journey and that you should embrace that and follow your heart, because the Fool is open to all experiences. The Fool would probably dive off a cliff into the waters in Mexico and have no fear. And I don't want to tell you to have fear, but instead to just enjoy the journey, knowing that part of the journey is going to be stumbling. That's just part of being human. Follow your heart appears to be the most important thing to be gleaned from this card. The second card represents what your internal compass is telling you to do. And that card is the Four of Wands. And you'll have to excuse me while I get to the page. I am not good at reading the pictures and getting intuitive hits about the pictures. For some reason, I haven't been able to connect with cards. With the people behind the cards, when I have them across from me, yes. But cards are just pictures, and I probably miss half the things. So the Four of Wands is a card that advises pausing to appreciate your accomplishments, the things you've already done that you put hard work, passion, and enthusiasm into. Acknowledge your achievements, celebrate your successes, and know that your hard work and grit will take you far, but you also can allow yourself the freedom to take some time from always hitting things hard and, just working too much toward your goals, or just working too much, period. It could be that you're a little out of balance on pampering yourself, doing relaxing things, not requiring so much of yourself. And also, the card does mention if something unexpected comes your way, you should enjoy it. So I think perhaps that's a nod to being aware that there may be some surprise in this decision for you. Now, the last card talks about the outcome if you decide to go forward. And that card is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords talks about putting the past behind us and a conscious decision to be kinder to ourselves, to do better for ourselves, or to leave a painful or potentially dangerous situation, which may pertain to your decision you're trying to make. It's not easy to put our past behind us. Many of us will haul out the offenses or bad memories, clear back to childhood. It's a lot of work to let go of the past. But it's really necessary when we want to move ahead in a big way to get rid of that baggage. It's like trying to hike up the hill in San Francisco with 10 suitcases. You drop 6 of them, the walk's going to be a lot easier. So take the time to make your plan, to be calm enough. I don't know, it may not be a situation you can be calm in, but to at least be able to prepare for your exit. You can, hold on to the memories that were good in the situation you're leaving, but be confident that you're making the right decision by leaving, and know you'll be going to a better place. That seems to point to you making a decision that's going to change your present circumstances. So I hope that helps in your decision making. If you found that the reading resonated with you, I would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, and if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would love to have you. Thank you. If you picked pile 3, this is your reading. This was the pile with the golden healer. I hope as it was time for me to place that up there, I had a brain fart trying to remember the placement. So if you picked the pile with the golden healer stone, this is your reading. I apologize if I have 3 and 4 mixed up. Shit happens. So the first card talks about what you really want from the situation. This is the Strength card, and it's about having control over everything when circumstances seem to be against you, and pushing through even if you hate every freaking moment of it. The card talks about breathing in and knowing your greatness, and reminds you that you are the strength, that you need to push forward. If you focus on yourself and your own self-growth, it'll help you push past your struggles in the immediate situation. If you're persistent and do not give in. So possibly what you want out of the situation is to have more control over it. Don't we all? It's hard to give up control. And I don't know what your personal situation is, but I will say that I've had some pretty sticky ones in the last couple years, and have gotten to the point where I just threw up my hands and said a few cuss words in the direction of the universe, and said, you know what, I'm doing a piss poor job of this myself. I give up. You fix it. And when I turned it over to the divine, suddenly things came together. So I'm just going to throw that out there, that sometimes having control doesn't get us anywhere, and it's a better solution to just back off and let the universe handle it. But I digress. So the second card is what your internal compass is telling you to do. And that's the 9 of Wands. This is the Tattoo Tarot, and there are a few cards where the artist didn't do the coloring part of it. And so that's why the black and white. I thought I'd better explain. This card is about persevering while taking care of yourself. So you can be resilient, you can hang in there, but self-preservation is important. And when we have goals, you know, sometimes we're amazed at how easy it is to reach them, but often it's a long damn road. And it's a hard, challenging time to get there. So the card reminds you to be tenacious, to push through with whatever energy you have left, because you can see this man is just beaten up, and he's thin, and I mean, he's a mess. He's weak. You know, he's still fighting, but he's been in better shape, and he's starting to lose hope. But there is still hope ahead. Life is hard, and a lot of times to get what we want, we have to fight. And so the card is telling you you're going to have to fight harder to get what you want, that the struggles are going to be over at some point, but for now you still have work to do. So you need to keep at it, put more effort into it if it's really important. And the last card is what the outcome will be if you go ahead with the decision. And you're probably not going to be too thrilled with this card. It is the Five of Pentacles. And it is, as you can see, showing a woman with tears coming from her eyes and blood coming from her hand. It's about feeling helpless, hurt, rejected, facing hard times and being overwhelmed by them. But it's also reminding you that there is help that is near. There are people that will assist you if you let them know that you need the support and the help. So as an outcome card, it's not great because it's talking about feeling helpless and trapped. You can see the thunderstorms and she's stuck in the middle of them. But to know that hope is closer than you think. Give yourself a break, dry your tears, and not to lose hope. So whatever this decision is, if you decide to go ahead with it, there's going to be sadness and disappointment. Not that you can't get over it, not that you have to give up hope, but it is something to take into consideration. It's not the most reassuring reading you could have gotten, but if it resonates with you, or if you think it was of some assistance to have that guidance from Spirit, please give a thumbs up. Feel free to comment. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I'd love to have you. Thank you and take care. If you picked the pile with the selenite pyramid, this is your reading. I think it's pile 4, but like I said, with the pile before this, I lost track. I hate to play the brain surgery card, but I mean, the fact is, I am memory challenged, and by the time I got to pile, oh, let's see, I can't even say if it's 3 or 4. By the time I got to the pile after 2, I couldn't remember which stone went with which. I'm pulling the cards right before I turn the camera back on. So these would be the cards for pile 4, but I may have the stones mixed up, and I'm sorry. So the first card addresses what you really want out of the situation, and this is the Queen of Pentacles, who is nurturing, calming, is just someone that warms people's hearts with her kindness, her giving, the love she spreads. She does like nice things in life, and she appreciates safety and security. So the card is talking about having these nurturing feminine qualities in your personality because they can improve your life. And it advises you to veer away from closed-minded and selfish tendencies and to consider embracing a more accepting attitude, because your loving nature will be more appreciated than you realize. Not knowing your situation, I don't know if you're trying to develop parts of your personality that are mentioned here that are a bit of a challenge, or if we're talking about this queen appreciating the finer things in the material world, as far as what you want out of the situation. I'm sorry that I can't go further than that. The second card talks about what your internal compass is pushing you toward, and that is the Magician. The Magician, you know, some will say the magician can be a con artist or a trickster, but the magician is the master of making things happen. This is the manifestor who is in complete control of his life. He maybe still experimenting with those superpowers, I guess you could call them, but he has a lot of natural ability at it and the tools to make happen what he wants to have happen. And so the message here is that you have all the tools you need to make magic happen, and that the power to create your own destiny is yours and yours alone. So your internal compass is telling you, you have what it takes to make this happen, what it is you desire to have happen. You don't need anyone's help. You can manifest it and know that you've got exactly what you need to have to make this happen. The last card is the outcome, if you go ahead with the decision, and this is the Justice card. There's two major arcana here, arcana, however you prefer to say it. And so that's probably a pretty good indication that this could be a very important decision for you. The Justice card, of course, speaks about fairness and balance when making decisions, having an open mind, and making sure not to discard your own morals, because those are absolutely necessary when you're making a decision. It can involve having to be patient. I don't know about you, but I hate the P word. But it definitely involves staying true to yourself when you're not sure what's going on and you're having to make some decisions in life. There's that dang blindfold again, huh? So one thing that the card urges is that you not let your emotions run away with you, that you give yourself time to go to your logical side rather than base everything on emotions, and think through the situation completely before you make a decision. You know, if you feel like you're being pulled in a million directions, then you need to weigh those options to know what's going to be for your highest good. This is not something you want to rush into, and you don't want to let anyone else bully you, or we could say that more nicely, influence you in too great a way. You need to stay true to yourself and your morals. Not knowing your dilemma, what you're making your decision about, it may seem like it's not giving you many answers, but it could be this is a situation where you'd actually be compromising your own integrity. And that's something that's going to come back to bite you in the ass. Always does. So just be you. You know what's important to you. You know what your values and morals are. And you don't have to worry about pleasing anyone else. Just stay true to you. Okay, that's it. If the reading resonated or helped in some way, a thumbs up would be awesome. Feel free to comment, and if you would like to subscribe to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, everyone, for showing up for this. I hope it was helpful. You know, there could be a million different decisions out there. We can't possibly cover them all, but hopefully the people that were drawn to this got some sort of answers. All right, bye-bye.